Hey, it's Rachel. Today on Crack Your Bible, we are going to be doing something a little bit different because this is obviously not my normal setup where I'm just holding a camera. But this weekend I was studying for part 2 of our series about lust and sexuality within Christian marriage, which will be up on Friday. But I get a lot of comments from people or private messages from people asking questions related to sex and marriage and all this other stuff, and people get really fed up. And I empathize with people, but at the same time, I don't only just feel bad, I get upset because so much of what is being taught today is just straight up legalism from the mouth of Satan. There is no other way to put it. Yeah, it's lame and pathetic and weird, but it's just one of the other MOs that Satan uses to get people either depressed and angry at God, or it makes them so frustrated that they leave the faith because they're I want to do the right thing. Why am I single? Why am I dealing with all of these struggles? How come everybody around me is getting married and they're happy and blah, 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 blah. And it's like legalism that is keeping people in bondage. And this is what gets me upset because Satan is my enemy, obviously. If he's utilizing bad doctrine to make people frustrated with God or stray from the truth, it's going to upset me. So I did a reaction video to some of the comments that I found online, and yeah, it's a little embarrassing because I got emotional and kind of weepy, but that's just part of life because it's going to be frustrating dealing with the ramifications that come from buying into Satan's lies. So here it is. Yeah, it's embarrassing, but this is how I feel. And I will see you guys on Friday. Bye. Oh my god, you guys. I'm freaking out right now because it's midnight. It's January 27th going into the 28th right now. And I've been studying up about the video that I'm going to do for Wednesday, which you're watching right now. But it's about the things that you can do with your spouse, and I have just been looking into some of the stuff. I mean, I received comments from people asking questions, but I decided to go online to see what other people were asking, because you can type in lust for spouse or lingerie in Christianity, and I am just getting the craziest garbage. What is being taught in churches? I literally feel I'm going to have a heart attack. I knew church was preaching some really weird stuff, but I didn't realize that it was this satanic. There's no other term that you can use for it. It is straight up satanic, and I just feel oh my gosh, I feel I can't even process my thoughts right now. I'm freaking out because I'm reading stuff where people are I just read a statement from a guy, I put it on my Twitter so you guys can go back a few days to see it. It's right now, the 27th. But he said that he doesn't want to incite passion or lust with his wife, so they have sex with their pajamas on, and they want to stay pure for God and all this other stuff. And it's what is being taught? This is not what Christianity's about. This is I don't even know what this is. This is straight you guys, what is being taught? This is not what God has in mind. You're supposed to be able to let loose with your spouse and everything, and I don't even know where this is coming from. This is insane. What are they teaching you? Of course people are going to think Christianity's just insane. These people talk like aliens. Oh, well, I have to have God in my sex life and everything, and I have to be presented as a pure virgin for God. And it's what are you talking about? You're married. Is everybody on drugs? Is everybody just in the Twilight Zone? Where did Christianity get mixed with Gnosticism, where it's they prevent people from being given in marriage or being married, and they promote celibacy? It talks about in Timothy. I literally can't even compose myself right now. I'm so upset reading things about like, oh, I don't want to incite like passion in my husband if I wear lingerie. Is this a sin? What the hell is going on, people? Like, I'm just so upset right now because this is not what God intended. Like, what? I can't even form a coherent sentence right now. So, this is like way worse than I thought it was. Like, I really did not understand like how messed up the church is. Like I knew it was weird, but I really didn't realize that people are literally being taught that you are sinning if you like feel arousal towards your spouse. What the hell? Like, honestly, what the hell? This is just like, this is so much worse than I thought it was. And I sent a text message to my mom today and I said, thank you for not putting us in church. And she texted me back, she's like, well, you guys went when you were little, which is true, but she's like, and then, our eyes were open to like what garbage is being taught. And like, I feel so upset knowing that people are going through this stuff and it's like they want to do the right thing, like they want to please God, but like this stuff is so stupid. Like, this is so stupid, and it's just frustrating because like this is the kind of like BS that makes people like think that Christianity is like just complete trash, because all of this like satanic nonsense comes into the church and people like, this is the hill that they're going to die on, and like this turns people away from the gospel, and it ruins people's lives, it ruins people's marriages, and they feel like something's wrong with them, or they feel like maybe they're sinning or something, and it's just like like, this is not what God intended for you. Like, we're not talking about like, oh, do whatever you want if you're like in homosexual relationships or something like this. We're talking about like straight up God-ordained marriages, and people have like such a stupid idea of like what they're supposed to be doing, otherwise they're going to like upset God or something like that. And it's just like, who's teaching this? Like, I know this is like a completely incoherent rant right now, but it's just so frustrating knowing that like people are going through like, they're going through stuff that could easily be avoided if their churches and their pastors weren't afraid to talk about things that were like embarrassing, or like maybe it's uncomfortable. And like, honestly, for me, yeah, it's uncomfortable to talk about some of these things because it's like, oh, oh my gosh, I hope my parents don't watch this or something. But like, at the same time, like, I just feel like we have to talk about it because there's so many people that are suffering in these like nonsense marriages, like foregoing things that God wants them to be able to do, and like do so without feeling guilty, or that like that they're impure or that they're sinning. And it's just like, why are pastors afraid to talk about this? And like, why is everybody talking like an alien, like, oh, well, God needs to be at the center of our relationship, and while we're making love and everything, and I just don't want to incite passion or lust. And it's just like, this is not how things are supposed to be. Like, this is just so stupid. And it just makes me mad that there's so many people out there that are like, they're like getting older and older and older, and they're single, and then they're like, why am I alone, or why am I in a marriage that's unhappy, and like, doesn't God love me or care for me? And it's like, God is totally fine with you doing these things. These are just like man-made nonsense rules that they've tried to like make into God's law. Like, they make the traditions of men God's law, and they shouldn't be doing that, because like, you can't put words in God's mouth. And it's just so frustrating dealing with this stuff and knowing that so many people are suffering needlessly. So anyway, like, I know this is incoherent, but it's just really upsetting that it is this bad, and I didn't realize it. So anyway, sorry for this rant, but I'll just throw it up. I promise I'll do another video too, so like, this isn't in place of Monday's video, but that's just what I'm thinking about right now. So anyway, I will see you guys later. Bye.